afternoon, YouTube. How are you this afternoon? I am pretty good. I am really, really good. It is about 4:45 Central Time, and I am in Accident, Maryland, at the Kyers Ridge truck stop. That's at the junction of I-68 and US 40, the National Pike. Kind of got up late today. I ended up waking up at 6 a.m. and decided to sleep in a little bit more. Got up at 8, went and ate breakfast at Denny's, and then got going about 9 o'clock Central Time. And along the way, I kept debating the route that I had originally chosen, which was pretty much I-70 all the way to I-81 and then down into Winchester. I debated a couple of different paths, but I ended up deciding to completely junk the paths that I had planned and come up with another one, because I wanted to, I guess, test my driving skills some. It's been a long time since I've done any really good mountain driving, as far as manual gear control. Not just because I'm here at Maverick and it's automatic, but I mean just because the driving habits that I've had over the last couple of years. So I decided to take the Pennsylvania Pike, Pennsylvania 43, down to the National Pike US 40 and cut through the lower half of Pennsylvania and into Maryland and then into Virginia after leaving Wheeling, West Virginia. Mostly because it is really, really hilly. A lot of mountains. It's all mountain driving, and up and down, and requires a lot of gear control, brake control, etc., etc. And I had a really good time doing it. I mean, I drove slow, mostly because you can only go so fast when you're pulling a 8 or 9% grade going up, and you weigh 79,312 pounds. Like I do. And these trucks really don't have a lot of, the power is not really high, so you really have to work it. So I spent the last hour and a half driving about 70 miles, up and down these hills. Once I got onto 40 under the National Pike, that's where it got good, because some of the upgrades were 8, 9, and 10%, and some of the downgrades were in the 8s, and there was even a 12 and a 13 degree downgrade with some pretty sharp turns. I stopped here to let the brakes cool because they were getting hot, but I'm getting ready to get on the interstate again, so that's pretty much all done. But it's been many years since I've been in this part of the country. I mean, a long time. And I actually think about it, I don't think I've ever driven US 40 through this region, and it is spectacularly beautiful. Though the lakes, in the bottoms of the valleys are really low. I'm not sure because it's drought or there's not enough rain. Oh, well, drought and rain, but just not enough outflow from the rivers or what it is. I mean, one lake I passed back here at Mountain Ridge Pike, excuse me, something like that. Mountain Ridge Park. I'd say the water level was 15 or 20 feet down. I mean, it's just ridiculous, And even one of the marinas was actually just sitting on bare shore. No boats, just sitting on shore. I'm not sure what the problem is with that, and it's kind of sad, I guess, really. But this whole area is really beautiful. The view I have right now is spectacular. Other than all the buildings and the, just beautiful. So today was a good day so far. I have about another 2 hours of driving, and even that, I'm not taking the regular route. I'm taking a shorter route. I think by the time it's all said and done, I'll be like within 5 miles of the paid mileage, as opposed to the original routing, which was like almost 50 over the mileage. Really kind of blows. The day it's a longer drive because of all the hills and all the mountains and the slow pulls, but it's been a better one. I did destroy my fuel mileage. I was running 7, now I'm running 6.8, but that comes from running the engine, trying to get it up the hills. You lose fuel mileage no matter what you do when you're driving the mountains. So that's it for right now. I'll talk to y'all again when I get to Winchester. Bye. Good evening, YouTube. How are you this evening? I am pretty good. Ooh, kitty cat. Sorry. It is 7:45 Central Time, and I am at McElroy Metals in Winchester, Virginia. They do indeed have overnight parking, which I am glad of, but I found out there is a mini truck stop less than a quarter of a mile away down the road that has like 6 parking spots in it. I'm not sure if they allow overnight parking, but if I had to go there, I would have gone there. But that's cool. I didn't see what the name was. There's also a Flying J 4 miles up the road, something like that, north on 81. I don't know how far it is. But I got here about 30 minutes ago and parked the truck and made sure it was in the right spot and all that good jazz. If you drive from Maverick and watching this and are coming here, this place is not that hard to find. I even updated the directions on the OmniTrack system, so hopefully they'll get that in there. But there's a nice little gravel lot here on the south side of the building where they park some of their trailers and looks like some of their pallets. They are a metal siding and roofing company. But I'm the only person here. My appointment's at 7 a.m. So hopefully I will get up at 6 and then hang out and wait. And once they start showing up, I will give them my bills and say, let me go. The rest of the drive down from Accident, Maryland was actually pretty awesome. I had realized once I got going that I've never driven I-68. And then I came down 522 instead of continuing on to 81 when 68 turned into 70. And that was a really cool drive too. That was definitely rural America, little bitty town, took up most of the West Virginia part of it, and then cut into Virginia, and it was just a 2-lane divided highway that twisted and turned and had a bunch of hills. It was like wasn't as challenging as coming down the pike in 40, nor as challenging as 68. I really didn't think about 68 being, all that tough, but it had some pretty good pulls. There was 111% grade, but the real challenge of 68, in my opinion, was the braking, keeping the vehicle at a steady speed, because most of the downgrades are 45 miles an hour for trucks, and some of them were pretty steep. There was 12 or 14 miles of 6% grade, and coming down one of the mountains, and it was really a challenge to feather the brakes enough to keep them working without getting them hot. There was one point there I saw a little bit of overheating, so I ended up starting to use the Jakes a bit more, and which I hate to use because Jakes just dump fuel into the engine as to slow it down, as opposed to doing anything else. And the Jakes in these Cascadias aren't that great, in my opinion. They've never been really super good. Of course, they're muffled. They're seriously muffled. A lot of guys, you hear trucks with their Jake brakes, but these don't do that. It's just a low hum. But I don't think they're as strong as some of the older ones from the past, mostly because of the way the exhaust system works now. That was my other concern, was making sure my exhaust didn't overheat. But it looks like it did good, because I haven't had any problems at all. So all in all, wonderful day, and a bit challenging, a lot of fun to drive. I haven't driven in manual mode that much since coming to this company, so that was awesome too. Gave me more experience to be able to pass on to my students. So with that said, I'm going to hop in the back, make me something to eat, and hit the rack. So until tomorrow, keep the shiny side up. 73s. Good night.